Surviving the slowdown, winning strategies for sellers in today's market. Hello, everybody. Roxanne Govari with Pemberley Realty here in San Diego, California, along with my partner, Santiago Guerin.
Hello, everyone. Nice to see you. Looking forward to learning a little bit more today, and yeah, teaching everyone something new this week. So let's get right to it.
So let's get right to it. That's right. So our market has slowed down, and I don't think it's just California or San Diego that has slowed down. Nationwide, the real estate market has slowed down. So, ding, 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 ding. We do not have the robust real estate market that we had during COVID, and we need to do something about it, and we need to change our strategies to adjust to what we're dealing with, what we are dealing with,
Great.
um,
Great.
right?
Yeah.
So let's talk about, you know what? I would actually love to pull up one of our listings and talk to the listing that we have, because that will help us to I'm a visual learner, and when I'm considering examples, it basically helps to solidify and make it easier to understand the dynamics of what we're talking about. So what do you think about actually looking at one of our listings and talking strategies around that listing, and hopefully we also get some exposure for that listing, so maybe we find a buyer at the same time.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Going over the strategy, the form of the strategy that that we're going to implement is nice because it kind of keeps it in the back of your head, and what steps you need to get the most out of it that we can. So I think it's great to go over it and kind of give our sellers out there an understanding of how it works. So
Excellent. So let's do it. Yeah.
yep, let's get to it.
Okay, so let me show what we have going on over here, and that way we have more of an understanding of what we're talking about. So in this case, we have a listing on the market. Today, it's been on the market for 8 days, and at the price of $899. It's 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, and it's 1,100 square feet, and it's in the neighborhood of City Heights, California. And so I think it does help to talk about the neighborhood, to talk about who are possible buyers for this neighborhood, and
Yeah,
then also to talk about the house itself. So let me switch over
exactly.
to the house. Price of the house is $899, or about $900,000. It's 3 bedrooms, 2 bath, plus a 1 car garage, and it's an I would say we call it a working class neighborhood. It's not a luxury fancy neighborhood, but it is a nice neighborhood. It's working families, and the house itself is a very desirable house, fully renovated, has lots of amenities, has a pool, which also is very desirable. So the overall package of the house is a great package.
Yeah. Hmm.
Um, the challenge that we're having is we've been on the market 8 days, and we want to generate more traffic. We want to get more buyers in there. It helps to find out who those buyers would be. So we have 3 bedrooms, 2 baths. So we most likely we're going to appeal to either families. We would appeal to first-time buyers. We would appeal to multi-generational families.
Yes.
Those would be the type of buyers that we could attract, right?
Yep.
So and then also we want to feature the amenities of the house. In that regard, we went ahead and made this as the first picture for our presentations, because this picture basically features that we have a nice sized yard, and we have a canyon, we have a pool, and we have the ultimate California living within this house, and something that anybody would be dream of to utilize this backyard,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, and you want to show it just so that everyone gets to see, um, what's there to featured in the house, the pool, kind of make it pop out and have everyone, kind of make them want to click, the listing or
Right.
yeah, exactly.
Now we also played around with some of the features that we could use, and of course we use the evening view, and the fact that there's a lot of romance to the house that we're trying to feature in these pictures. And then one that I wanted to also talk about, in addition to all the beautiful scenes that we have of the house, one other thing that I wanted to also talk about was the use of virtual staging. So in this shot, we're actually showing the patio of the side yard, with how you could entertain. You can actually use the outside to entertain outdoors. So this is one version where you can actually have guests over, and you can have dinner parties in this beautiful backyard and enjoy. And then here's another picture of the way that the backyard is set up and presents itself, where this is more of an appeal for relaxation, for spending, for outdoor living, not necessarily for entertaining the way that the virtual picture shows. So this virtual picture shows more of an entertainment ability within the yard, and this one shows more of a relax and
Yeah.
enjoy your backyard as for yourself, and as maybe a couple or a family. You're basically, this one is more of enjoy the house for yourself, versus the other one is more of enjoy the house
Yeah.
with
Hmm.
your loved ones. And the other example that we have, I want to show, is in
Also
that
the night pictures too.
the night picture is also showing that not only you have a beautiful setup during the day, but you also have the same ability to enjoy the house at nighttime. Now, I want to talk about this one. So we have the picture showing with the room empty, and this basically shows all the amenities of the room. So you have an updated fan, you have can lights within the ceiling, you have newer windows, you have beautiful blinds that were installed. You also have a mirrored closet, which gives you the ability to have depth within the property. You
Yeah.
even can see the door handle being that it's a newer, modern door handle, something that is very enjoyable every time you grab into the door handle. And then we show the same room with different angles, and basically again showcase how spacious the room is. And then we have it virtually staged with some uh, uh, kid furniture, so that we bring that idea of, okay, if you're not a visual learner, then you can actually look at this, and visually it's appealing, so that you can
Yeah. So that you can see yourself in there, basically.
exactly
Yeah. Kind of helps our potential buyers see a little bit, get a better idea of what's, you know, of what it could be for them.
to decorate
Exactly.
a place. Now, there is also other activities that we need to do around the house. So this was, I'm going to take this off so that we can actually talk more about now talk about more of the activities. Open houses definitely are one of those activities that you almost have to do on a regular basis. You have to do, but in particular when you're dealing with a market that slows down, then you definitely have to um, put that into place. And those open houses could be public open houses, or it could be brokers open houses,
Yeah.
because the reality is, yes, it's good to have public open houses and expose it to as many people as possible, but a lot of the times people that are coming through an open house are not action ready buyers. They are they may be thinking of buying. They may be in their first stages of thinking of, okay, yeah, I want to learn about what it takes to get into a house, and I want to see how much it costs to get into a house. So those are not the type of buyers that we're looking for, because if we have a house that's on the market 8 days, we want somebody to come in who's ready, who's pre-approved, who has all their financing together, who has done many searches, and they've narrowed down their wish list of what they want in a house, and they have gotten out there, looked at a number of homes, and are at a point where if they see a house that they want, they know that's the house, and they know they have to pull the trigger. Because
Yeah.
a lot of the times I've had this in the past where and this was with one of my clients, that the repeat clients that I had worked with before. And so she approached me and she said, Roxanne, I'm ready to go buy another house. And I said, great, let's talk about your wish list. Okay. And wish list was, I wanted to be a house. I wanted to be in a certain neighborhood. I wanted to have 3 bedrooms, 2 baths. I wanted to have a nice size yard. I wanted to be a 1-story house.
Yeah.
And so all the check marks of, this is what I want in a house. So then we said, okay, let's look online and see what's good. So we looking as to what type of place would work. And lo and behold, we see a house that checks off all the boxes. We make an appointment. We go see the house, and the house is just on the market. And I'm asking the agent, do you have any offers? And she says, well, we have a lot of showings, but we don't have any offers yet. So then we go back out, and my buyer says, well, I really love this house. It has everything. And I'm like, yep, it really does. Let's go ahead and write an offer, because the listing agent says that they don't have an offer just yet. So if we hurry up and we write an offer, we are most likely to get it. Then my buyer said, well, I am not sure, because this is the very first house that I'm looking at. So let's keep looking, and let's give it a week, and then we'll come back and we'll put an offer at that point once I've been able to take a look. Now, being that I'm a professional, being that I've had a lot of these scenarios and I know how timing works and strategy works, I was basically pushing my buyer to, let's go ahead and put an offer. You never know, this may not stay on the market for another week, even though it's the very first house that we looked at, but it's a house that checks off all the boxes. Well, we didn't write an offer, and we went back on the market and we looked at a few more homes in that week, and by the end of the week we couldn't find anything remotely as nice as the one that we saw. So we went back and I wrote an offer, and unfortunately by that time there was a multiple offer situation. We offered the best that we could, and we did not end up as the winning offer.
Yeah.
And then after that, we looked for about 6 months, and we just could not find anything that was as perfect as the very first house was. And so we lost out on the opportunity.
Yeah.
And sometimes you don't really have a choice, sometimes it's just, you have to go through that heartbreak in order to find out that that next time around you have to jump on the opportunity when it presents itself.
Yeah. And we gotta kind of want to push our buyers to see it that way, that if it checks all the boxes to, submit that offer.
So maybe we just need to reframe that and call it educate our buyers into the opportunity when it presents itself, because if they feel that we're pushing, then they're going to push back.
Push them. Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's more of an education rather than push.
Especially with the newer buyers that are around, that don't know much about, real estate, or, first time home buyers don't know much on how exactly the process works. You want to make sure that they understand and they learn, they get educated on, on that.
So let's talk more about steps that we could take. So the other thing that I think is really important, and I know there was a feedback. Feedback is critical. Feedback is really critical, but how you give that feedback is also important. There was a video that I watched that it was talking about, be careful how you provide your feedback. And it was talking about a set of buyers looked at a house, and then the listing agent reached out to the buyer's agent, and they looking for feedback, and the buyer's agent said they thought poorly of the house. The buyers thought poorly of the house, so therefore they're going to move on. And this information was given to the seller, and then after all of the after a while, when the buyers were looking and looking and looking, they decided that this was actually the best fit house for them. Yeah. So they came back and put an offer on, and the seller gave them a really hard time during the transaction, and then afterwards. The buyers, once they were able to talk to the sellers directly, the sellers told them that they were angry with the buyers because of the feedback that they had given on their house, and that all depends on how that feedback is communicated back to the seller. Yeah. And it's a very, very difficult thing to do, because most sellers, if they're living in the house, they're highly emotional about their house, and they love their house, and they don't want to hear anything negative about their house. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So when you're a buyer's agent, you show a property, and then you're trying to provide feedback. That feedback, if it comes across as negative, has the potential to basically alienate the seller.
Yeah. Hmm.
So, um, it's important to make sure that feedback is provided, but in a manner that that is constructive and not necessarily offensive to the seller.
Yeah, and I think there's a. I mean, you can kind of us as professionals in this. We know, certain sellers are can take a little bit more harsh comments that we get from feedbacks, as well as maybe
They're more emotional.
are more emotional to the property. So there's always, but providing the most, well, accurate and basically transfer the message is very important to
Very
us.
important. And so to that note, also being a professional as a buyer's agent is very important, because a lot of the times, unfortunately, in our industry, we know that it has a term now. It's so common that ghosting is now a term, right?
Yeah.
I don't actually remember in my day and age, well, that ghosting was a thing, because in my day and age when I started, there was no texting, and texting has made it easier for people to ghost. And in a professional setting, you cannot ghost. If you're going to show a property, you need to provide feedback. Now, you can be more careful and more strategic about the feedback that you're giving to the listing agent or the seller. But that seller, if they went through the inconvenience of leaving their house and letting you come through and look at the house, then you've got to provide feedback and tell
Yeah,
the seller what you thought about the place, right?
I agree 100%. 100%.
All right, very good. Well, I think this is where we leave it with our audience. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, we covered some good points for our sellers out there, how kind of things work and how we always do our best to provide that for them, that feedback and knowledge that we bring. So
So let's put it out there that we are real estate agents here in San Diego, California. And on that note, our commitment is to excellence. And so if you want to get in touch with us, there is my phone number. If you want to get in touch with Santi, there's his phone number.
my number.
And you can also reach out to us via our website, or you can find us on Instagram. And if you find us on Instagram, we really appreciate it if you give us a follow on our Instagram page or on our Facebook page. Or if you are seeing this on YouTube, what do we want them to do, Santi?
To reach out to us. I mean,
To
we're
give us likes and subscribe to our channel so that
and text
as
us on there if you have any questions. They're all methods with. We're here to help everyone, and we want their feedback. We want their likes. So reach out to us.
and subscribe to our channel so that as we're posting newer videos, you have the opportunity to get notification for those new videos. And
100%.
and remember, we are in real estate and we can help you buy or sell anywhere in the U.S.
Yep. Anyway, thank you
Make
so
it a
much,
great
everyone. Yep. And have a great, amazing day and a good weekend coming up.